everything he does. He keeps his promises, we know, because, yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If there's one thing we can count on, it's that God will never let us down, and we can trust everything he does. He keeps his promises, we know, because, yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him.
Welcome, my VBSers, to day 5. I know I say that sadly because it is our last day. We've had so much fun this week with you guys, and I have loved seeing all of your pictures. With that being said, I want to see so many pictures today, whether you took them on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever, please post them. Hashtag TOBC VBS 2020. Okay, so we want to see all of your excitement and your enthusiasm. Show me pictures of your dancing. It's gonna be, it'll be a fun time today. I promise. We'll have fun. So with that, we're gonna start off with our super cool song, the Power Shuffle. So to get y'all, I know it's the first day we haven't started off with our theme song, but don't worry, we'll sing that later, okay? So y'all stand up, we're gonna do our Power Shuffle, and you just follow the instructions, okay? If you have your sunglasses, go ahead.
I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power, yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power, yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. 'Cause God is here and He is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now freeze. And everybody clap your hands. Now stop.
Let's do it again.
I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power, yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power, yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. God is here and He is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. Let's do it all again right now. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now freeze. And everybody clap your hands. Now stop.
Yay! Y'all did that the best. I know, it was the best. Best out of any day. I'm sure it was. All right, so we, at this time, are going to meet our Bible buddy for today. But first, I want you to turn, without looking on my stage, try not to look on my stage, turn to the person next to you and see if you can name all of our Bible buddy friends. Ready? Go. Did y'all get it? Did you get all of them? The one that I always forget is Finn because he's so little. So we have Ramsey, we have Ava, we have Sierra, Finn, and then today we have Lawrence, our elk. He's just chilling, leaning right there. So we have Lawrence, our elk, and so let's go ahead and watch out and learn about Lawrence.
I I heard everyone was steaming ahead with the last day of Rocky Railway. Glad you're here. I'm Lawrence Elk, not a moose, not a ram, but an excellent elk. Male elks are called bulls, and me and my bull buddies like to hang out way up in the Rocky Mountains. In the winter, we move down where we can find grass. But in the spring and summer, we head for the hills. It's important that we stick together with the herd. Some elk herds are as big as 400 friends. Although my antlers are big and strong, female elk or babies don't have these, and a hungry bear is hard to fight off. Speaking of these amazing antlers, they are pretty incredible if I do say so myself. Sometimes they come in handy when other herds get too close to mine, or I need to show another bull that I'm in charge. Yeah, sometimes we butt heads, even in our happy herd. But I try not to get too attached. Literally, they fall off every year and I grow a new set. How cool is that? God also gave me a unique power to help me communicate with the herd. That's called bugling. It's a little like roaring and whistling at the same time. It keeps my herd close together where we can be safe. Our herd even has scouts, a few elk who stand watch while others graze. We have to look out for each other. Do you have friends who look out for you? Friends you like to call out to when you're sad or silly, happy or hurting? Or do you sometimes butt heads with your buddies? Maybe you need the power to forgive and love a friend when you're not getting along. You don't have to do that all by yourself. Jesus gives you his power to help be a good friend. Jesus gave this powerful command in the Bible. Love each other in the same way I have loved you. If you're butting heads with your buddies and not getting along, you can trust Jesus' power and follow his words. Jesus' power helps us be good friends. Trust Jesus.
That was so cool to be able to hear about Lawrence the elk. And it's so fitting that we talked about Bible buddies this whole week, because today we're going to figure out that Jesus' power helps us be good friends. Jesus' first followers, the first Christians, were all best friends. So I want you to think about your best friend for a moment. How good does it make you feel to have a best friend? Picture them in your mind real quick. Think about your best friend. But you know how some best friends don't like best friends, or they don't like to be best friends with others? They only want like one best friend, or they try avoiding being friends with other kids? That's not what Jesus' followers did. Instead, they invited everyone to be their best friends. After Jesus died and came back to life, he went back to heaven. His followers and friends told as many people as they could about Jesus. You heard a little about that with Peter and John's adventure the other day. And then those people told people, and those people told other people, and you get the picture. Pretty soon, lots of people believed in Jesus. Here's what it says in the Bible about those believers. It says, they were eating together, praising Jesus together, hanging out together, and sharing with each other. Jesus' power made those believers into good friends, and they wanted everyone else to join them and become friends of Jesus too. So let's celebrate what we've learned about Jesus and his power this week so we can tell other people about it. We're going to play a little game real quick to remember all the great things we learned this week. A picture clue is going to pop up on your screen, and you're going to have to guess which Bible story it belongs to this week. See if you can figure out which story it's pointing to and what the story told us about Jesus' power. You have to think quickly. Are you ready? Now on the screen, maybe even on top of me, I'm not sure. You have a clue. What could that be? I really wonder, like, what is that? Can you see it? Yeah, I think you're right. It's a mustache. It's one giant mustache, right? What Bible story had a mustache this week? What do you think? Do you remember a Bible story with a mustache? Oh, that's right. Our very first story. Ananias tried to wear a mustache to hide from Saul because he was afraid. And what did we tell Ananias about Jesus' power that day to help him stop hiding from Saul? Do you remember? That's right. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. All right, so we're going to move on to this next clue real quick. What do you see up there? What is that? I don't know. Maybe you got to squint a little bit to tell. Yeah, that's right. It looks like a ship in sea. Do you remember a ship in sea at some point during this week? Right. It's a story about Paul's shipwreck, right? The prisoner Paul, and where we were about to jump into the sea. And do you remember what we learned about Jesus' power when we felt so powerless then, right before we jumped into the rough ocean as lightning was coming down and the ship was breaking apart? What did we learn about Jesus' power? Yeah, Jesus' power gives us hope in those dark times. All right, 2 for 2, let's go. So this next clue, what do we got here? What is that? That doesn't really look biblical. What is that? Yeah, that's right, that's a wheelchair, right? But we didn't have a wheelchair this week, I'm pretty sure, like if memory serves me right. What does a wheelchair have to do with any of the stories we talked about this week? Wheelchair? Oh, you're right. There was a man who couldn't use his legs, and he was begging for money from Peter and John, right? And so, remember from that story, what did we learn about Jesus' power after Peter and John started to share about Jesus when the lame man was healed? Right? So the lame man, he got up and he walked and he was praising God. And then Peter and John were sharing the gospel with other people. What did we learn about Jesus' power then? Yeah, exactly. So Jesus' power helps us to be bold as well, right? All right, good job. 3 for 3. We're going on to the next clue. What do we got? Ooh, that one looks pretty easy. I think maybe y'all got this one really quick. Yeah, that looks like a wooden cross, doesn't it? And so that one was from our story yesterday. We remember that. And we talked about the old rugged cross and how much God loves us. Do you remember what we learned about Jesus' power yesterday that we can share with him? Like, what is it that Jesus does for us through the cross? Do you remember? Exactly. Jesus' power lets us live forever. Awesome job, everybody. Really proud of you for remembering all those things. And so while we were looking at those clues, I got a quick letter here. Just came in. It's an invitation. Ooh. For us. It says, Jesus' power helps us be good friends. Oh, I get it. This is a friendship party. We're here, you're there, but you're here with us. And Jesus is here too. He's with all of us, right? And most good parties have decorations. We got some nifty balloons, not flowers. I don't know why I almost said flowers. So check, we have those. And most parties also have music. There we go. We've got music too. Ready to party, ready to dance. Not me, because I'm not good at it. But while we were looking, while we have this music going on, just think about all the things that we have to celebrate about. All right, so I want you to think real quick about your best friend in life. And I want you to talk with the people around you about your best friends. I want you to tell them one good thing about your best friend. Share that with them real quick. What's one good thing about your best friend? For me, my best friend, his name is Nate. And the one thing I love about him is that he always makes me laugh, right? What was the one thing that you shared about your best friend? Awesome. So one good thing about me is I'm helpful. Whenever my friend Nate needs anything, I'll come running to help. So now I want you to talk with your families real quick, and I want you to share one good thing about yourself and why you're their best friend. Awesome stuff. It's important to remember that Jesus' power helps us be good friends. When we give our hearts to our friend Jesus, we get a lot of other friends too. We get each other. Jesus said that when we treat each other as friends, that shows other people who don't know him yet that he's real. So hold someone's hand real quick next to you. When we're friends together, it sends a signal that Jesus is with us and that we know him. It's a signal that others can see. And so just like when you're holding your friend's hand, people can tell that you're friends. Because our friendship matter. Our friendships always matter. They help us show Jesus' love to others. And we can show Jesus' love to one another too. It's important that we stay connected with other friends of Jesus. If this is your church, I hope you'll stay connected with friends here. If you go to another church, that's a good place to find out about Jesus too. But if you don't go to church, if there's anybody in the crowd who doesn't have a church, you're welcome to join us here. However you do it, stay close to other friends of Jesus. And remember what we discovered about the power of Jesus. Number one, Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Number two, Jesus' power gives us hope. Number three, Jesus' power helps us to be bold. 4, Jesus' power lets us live forever. And 5, what we learned today is that Jesus' power helps us be good friends. So go out and be a good friend.
All right. Well, thank you, David, for every day this week, for being Ananias, the ship captain, everything. We've really enjoyed our Bible study time, and it's just been such a good time this week to learn about what Jesus' power does for us, and so we just hope that you remember all of those things this week. One thing I do encourage you with today is, I know that sometimes I have like students that tell me, I don't have any friends, or I feel kind of lonely, or I don't have any friends. And one thing I can tell you is that in order to have like good friends, you have to be a good friend. And so maybe you don't have a lot of friends, but it is important for you to take that first step, to be bold. Remember, Jesus gives us the power to be bold, to make a friend by just being a good friend for someone. And so if that means that you see somebody who's sitting alone, even though you're alone, you could sit there and just be like, I'm alone. Or you could go and say, well, is somebody else alone? I don't like to be alone, and I'm sure they don't like to be alone. So I'm going to go and I'm going to sit with that person, or I'm going to go and I'm going to talk with that person. And so Sometimes it's hard to make new friends and to take that step. But remember, one thing, like whenever we do make friends, remember, if you want good friends, you have to be a good friend. Whenever we do make friends, it gives us the opportunity to share things about ourselves, okay? And so that means maybe even eventually getting the opportunity to share something that's really important to you, whether that's, things about your family or even about Christ. And so that's, again, it's a hard thing to do sometimes, but it's important that you remember that Jesus' power makes us bold. So sometimes being a good friend means you have to be bold to make friends, okay? So we're going to sing a song, and I do want to invite you, if you are currently a member of our church, or your parents are, and you're going to be here on Sunday, we'll space you guys out so you stand with your family, but we are going to sing a song and just watch like a slideshow of our time this week. So if you have pictures, please, 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 we want to see all of the interactions that you've done this week at home or wherever you were during VBS. So share those with us so we can share them on Sunday morning. And we are going to actually sing this song that we're about to practice. So this is practice. And so you do the motions and you sing along. It's a lot of fun. And this is kind of like it's our favorite song for this week. Besides the theme song, that's a lot of fun too. But okay, are y'all ready? So if you're sitting down, I know it's a long Bible study time and stuff like that. Go ahead and stand up. And we're going to sing Everywhere I Go, okay? And I'll get the motions right today.
Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid, this my hope, come what may. Where I go with you. Where I go with you. There's a spirit I cannot contain. There's a spirit I cannot contain. The same power that raised Jesus up from the grave. The same spirit I cannot contain. Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid, this my hope, come what may. Where I go with you. Where I go with you. Where I go with you. Breath upon these bones, your fire in my soul, your kingdom is my home, and I don't walk alone. Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid, this my hope, come what may. Where I go with you. Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid, this my hope, come what may. Where I go with you. Where I go with you. Where I go with you.
Yay! All right. Okay. So, last time for us to do this one. This is our train song. Are you ready? So you got to get this train. And where is this train bound for? Glory! All right. So let's go ahead and get our trains going. Trains are moving.
This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train.
All right, our chains are gonna whisper
Okay, now let's bring it down. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train.
All right, get up and yell it. Ready? Here we go. Loud as you can.
This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train.
Travel with your train.
This train. This train.
Hey, I sounded like the train horn at the end. All right, you guys. So, let's see if I can remember all the kids' names. At this time, we're gonna meet a new kid for our Kid Vid spot. So on the first day, we had Dominic. Second day, we met Allison. Third day, we met Lauren. Fourth day, we met Isaac. And today, let's go ahead and meet our next kid.
Hi, I'm Renee and I'm 10 years old.
Hi, I'm Alina and I'm 11 years old.
Renee and Alina are great friends, and they live in the beautiful desert of southern Arizona. They love to hang out and be silly together. Their friendship has grown after they both joined an arts ministry at their church.
Ensus Manos is a creative art ministry. We do puppets, we do shows, and we do skits and stuff like that.
And sus manos is Spanish for in his hands. It's an art ministry that uses performance to share the love of God. There is dancing, acting, and music.
My favorite thing about performing is probably looking at the end, looking at all the kids all smiling and laughing and liking it.
Sometimes performances are serious, and sometimes they're fun and silly. Regardless of being silly or not, one thing is true. Being a part of En Sus Manos has brought the entire team closer together.
This puppet ministry helped us become better friends. And it's not just like me and her,
Like other people.
a lot more. Basically the whole group. Our group, before, we were all friends, we were chill, but now we're really, really good friends. And we're always hanging out, we're always laughing, making jokes.
Jesus has used the ministry to bring the team together. This team of friends help each other to do the best they can to share God's love.
My friends, they helped me not be nervous because they were doing it too and they were nervous, but at the same time they supported us.
I was with my friends and I knew a lot of people from church, so it wasn't that scary anymore.
Serving Jesus together has helped Alina and Renee become great friends, but they both know who the best friend is: Jesus.
He's one of our bestest friends ever.
He is.
Yeah.
Renee and Alina know that Jesus' power helps us be good friends.
Jesus helps me make friends. God knows that I'm doing this whole ministry for him. And so it just helped me become better friends with people. So he helped me be friends with a lot of people, but still worship him and praise him.
In the Bible, in the book of John, chapter 15, verse 12, it says, "Love each other in the same way I have loved you."
Jesus loved us all equally, so we should love everybody because as he says in the Bible, we're all brothers and sisters and love your enemies.
Jesus' power helps us be good friends.
Okay, so if you remember anything from today, it's about how Jesus' power helps us to be good friends. It's hard to be good friends because being a good friend is not an accident. You don't accidentally be a good friend. Like you can't just like trip and oops, I'm a good friend. It takes time and effort to pour into other people and to show them your love. And so sometimes it's tiring, but remember, Jesus does give us that power to be a good friend. We are going at this time, if you don't have your box in front of you, go ahead and get your box because we have our last craft of the week, okay? And don't eat your snack because I know your snack is in your box. Wait until the end, okay? And so I always forget the snack, it's always such a good snack too. So I think yesterday was like the pretzel cross, and then one other that I didn't mention was like, what are the coal, was it coal? Yeah, the coal crunch. And what's today? Okay, it's food. It's cool. But so go ahead and get your craft in front of you, and we are going to go ahead and watch our craft video.
Hey kids, welcome back to Imagination Station. I really can't believe it's our last day together. I've had so much fun discovering all kinds of things this week. Today, we are discovering that Jesus' power helps us to be good friends.
Since it's our last day together, we're going to make a power band, to remind us of all the power that God gives us. We know that steam trains get their power from either wood or coal, and you're going to find in your day 5 bag a set of beads. There's some black beads that represent coal and some brown beads that represent wood. You can choose to use one or the other, or you can choose to use both of them. But we get our power from Jesus. So you're also going to find in there a cross bead that you're going to put on your bracelet to remind you of the amazing power that Jesus gives us. I'm going to walk you through the simple steps, and as you work, I want you to remember that Jesus' power helps us to be good friends. So the first thing you're going to do to start is you're going to take the elastic that came in that baggie and just tie a knot in one end so as you start stringing beads on it, they won't fall off. And then you can either tape it to the table or have a friend or sister or brother hold that for you and then put your beads on. And you can do it in any pattern you want. You can see I've already done mine. And I chose to use all of my beads, and I just alternated the wood and the coal, and then I put the cross right in the middle. So do yours however you want to do it. And like I said, if you want to just do the coal or just do the wood, that's fine. Now, for the last part, you're going to need some help. So get mom or dad or brother or sister, and you're going to ask them to tie it on your wrist. It is elastic, so if you tie it a little tight, it should still be able to come off. And I'm just going to tie a nice little knot, and then I'm going to use some scissors and carefully cut off the extra so Micah has a power band.
Thank you. Every time you wear your power band, you can remember that Jesus has amazing power, and that power is to help us and to help us be good friends. We have had so much fun with you this week. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you remember Jesus' power helps us to do all kinds of things. Bye-bye, kids.
Bye.
All right. We're so close to the end. We have one more song to do. But before I do that, I want to say some thank yous for this week. First off, I want to say thank you to all of you for joining us every single day. This is why we do it, and we want you to enjoy and learn more about Jesus and who he is. And so I thank you for turning on your TV, tuning into YouTube or Facebook Live, whichever you're watching from. It's probably YouTube. But we want to say thank you to you. And secondly, I want to say thank you to parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, whoever is with you at home that is helping you along this entire week. You were awesome VBS workers, parents and aunts and uncles and everybody else. So thank you for being our VBS workers this week, okay? I also want to say thank you to our church body for helping with the decorations, Miss Kathy for leading that up, and anybody who stayed to help, Megan and David for leading our Bible study this week, Micah for being our amazing director, Matthew for being our media guru, our worship leader who really helped us, otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear me. Caitlin for helping me every day this week, and I wrote down some, Miss Karen for helping out with the crafts, and everyone who helped pack our boxes and give away our boxes. We thank you so much. And so if that's your parent or your aunt or uncle or whoever's with you, you give them a really big hug. Like, give them a huge, if there's a lot of you in the room, give them a group hug and just squeeze them real quick. Go, go, go. Squeeze them. Okay, you got to let go. All right, because we have one more song. So this is our final song, and this is our theme song, and so you guys should know this really well now, okay? So whenever it's time to be bold, yell out, be bold, and just sing it really loud, okay? All right, here we go. And I don't think, you guys do the motions, but we'll do it too. It's just for you. Just in case you forget. All right, last train ride. Here we go. Let's sing We Trust.
We trust, we trust, we trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you, we're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold, and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you, we're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you, we're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold, and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you, we're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you, trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold, and we stand together. Your power pull us through. We're trusting in you, trusting in you. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you, trusting in you, trusting in you. We're trusting in you, trusting in you.
Yay! So now that we are at the end of our last VBS day, I'm not going to cry. We just want to say that we love you, and you are always welcome here at Thousand Oaks Bible Church. If you don't have a church home, You can come here, or there's other places that definitely worship Christ and follow Christ. And so we encourage you, get plugged in so that way you can make some good friends to help you be a good friend also. So thank you for joining us this week, and we are so sad to see you go, and we can't wait to see you soon. So goodbye. Goodbye, VBSers.